good, King?
What's up, Max? What's happening?
Happy New Year's, fam.
Happy New Year. Better 2021. All of us. Get money, health, stay free.
Exactly.
You already know. Happy New Year to all my fellas. We doing it.
Drug lord Alpo Martinez shot and killed on the streets of Harlem. He was a larger-than-life figure who seemed to defy death. Fox 5's Lisa Evers goes over who he was and why he might have had a long list of enemies.
He was one of the city's most notorious drug dealers, famous since the 1980s for his murderous ways and mountains of cash and drugs, immortalized in dozens of rap songs and the movie Paid in Full. But it all came to an end for Alpo Martinez right here on the streets of Harlem, right where it all began.
AHumbleSoul, we checking in, man. News recently broke about the arrest of the alleged killer of drug kingpin Alpo Martinez. He was, murdered on Halloween back in 2021 in the early morning hours in Harlem, the same place where he built his reputation, as a respected, flashy, feared drug kingpin.
On Sunday, about 3:20 a.m., police were called to Frederick Douglass Boulevard near West 147th Street. A dark red pickup truck crashed into parked cars. The driver was shot 5 times in the chest through the car window and killed. It was Alpo, but his driver's license and other IDs had his witness protection name of Abraham Rodriguez with a Lewiston, Maine address. Alpo had been given a new identity when he was released from a Colorado Supermax prison in 2015 after serving more than 20 years for 14 murders.
After he was released from prison, he was placed into the witness protection program, the federal witness protection program. He was given a new identity, placed in a new location. They moved him to Maine, and he started from scratch from there. He was into construction, actually had his own construction business, and the truck that he was shot in is the same truck he had purchased or he was going to use for his construction business. So yeah, man, but so I mentioned, he was in witness protection. He was violating the terms of his witness protection agreement, and he was traveling to New York City. And some reports even say that he was actually kicked out of the witness protection program because of that. But nevertheless, man, he was back in Harlem, and some reports even say he was back, in the drug game. But yeah, man, it's crazy because he was linked to, selling all these drugs, putting hits on people. His death wasn't linked to that, though, according to reports. They're saying that it actually stemmed from disrespect, man, and road rage. Alpo was somebody who had a love for motorcycles, and he was popular, especially before he went to prison, for doing wheelies up and down the streets in Harlem, having the dope motorcycle helmets and vests and stuff like that. So, it's different footage of him being in Harlem. This is back like after he got out of prison on his motorcycle. Even back in 2021, before his death, him on his motorcycle playing Michael Jackson and different stuff, riding around Harlem. And apparently, man, one day back in the summer of 2021, he was riding down a strip in Harlem, and he kind of brushed past this dude. One thing led to another. They exchanged words, but it didn't really go too much further than that. But that same guy, his name is Shaquem Parker. He's allegedly the person who killed Alpo, In so many words, man, he held a grudge from that incident back in the summer of 2021 of Alpo riding past him, brushing him, I guess, or hitting him. And he didn't let it go, man, but they never really crossed paths, according to reports, after that incident happened until, the early morning on Halloween, said that Shaquem was in the area and spotted Alpo in his truck, approached the truck, man, and let off multiple shots, hitting Alpo multiple times in the arm on the left side of his body. And at least one of those bullets penetrated his arm and went into his heart, which ultimately led to, his death. News recently came out that named Shaquem as, the alleged killer of Alpo. He was already incarcerated when they announced him as the shooter on a weapons charge in New York.
Police have arrested the man they say murdered former Harlem drug lord Albert Alpo Martinez. Cops arrested Shaquem Parker. He's 27 years old. He was already being held on Rikers Island in a gun case. Police say he also has priors for burglary, robbery, and drug possession. Mr. Martinez was gunned down in October of last year while in a car on Frederick Douglass Boulevard near West 152nd Street.
The guy, Shaquem Parker, he's pleaded not guilty to both the murder charge as well as the criminal possession of a firearm charge. So he's been locked up since November of 2021. Actually, just a few days after the murder of Alpo, he got locked up. Police caught him with a pistol on him, and he was already, obviously a felon who was actually out. He actually had been released from jail. He was locked up in 2020 on a separate pistol case. So he's facing 3 different gun charges as well as the murder charge, but he's pleaded not guilty. It's crazy, man. Just to see if this is true, how Alpo's death, it didn't stem from him being a federal informant or, being this drug kingpin in the past, man, but more so just, a situation over road rage, quote unquote. But only time will tell what other details come out, man, if it's a lot more to it than that, or if it's simply that. But nevertheless, man, it's one person gone, one person incarcerated. It's a lose-lose situation all around, unfortunately, man. And but yeah, we'll see how everything plays out. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so ASAP. Hit the like button if you're messing with the video. Drop a comment and all of that. Until next time, I'm gonna holler at y'all. 100.